its greatest Bigfoot encounters. Hosted by T.A. Wilson.
Hi, I'm T.A. Wilson, author of Bigfoot: An Evolutionary Perspective and In Pursuit of a Legend, 72 Days in California Bigfoot Country, and I'll be your host for Greatest Bigfoot Encounters. In this episode, we're going to take you back to the 1970s and another true Bigfoot encounter. Most encounters take place in the wilderness or a lonely country road. Most, that is, but not all. Sometimes an encounter can take place on a rural property, cabin, farmhouse, or cottage. An intrusion into what we consider our domain can be one of the most frightening Bigfoot encounters of them all. Because what we might consider our domain can also be the fringes or periphery of Bigfoot territory, especially a wider ranging male who might be in search of food or something else. And where these two territories collide, encounters like the following can occur on terms completely outside the eyewitness's control. Let's go ahead. Let's roll tape. Let's take a look at that.
Hold on a second. Nothing, never mind. Yes, I'm almost ready. I'll see you in an hour then. I'm calling the police. Something is trying to break into my house. It's not human. Please send an officer immediately. It broke a window. It walks like a man, but it's much taller and bigger. You must hurry. Hurry. Oh my god, it wasn't human.
What the? Dispatch! Some kind of ape man observed, 8 feet tall, heading west into forest, making deep guttural sounds and vocalizations. I don't know what this is. Requesting backup. Resident shaken but physically unharmed. Wow, well, who knows? Some might even see a little Beauty and the Beast in there somewhere, with real life being not quite so Disneyfied, especially in ending. Because nobody wants to be alone at night with a Bigfoot behaving aggressively. But let's go ahead and analyze this encounter and note an important detail or two. First off, did you notice those footsteps taken by the Bigfoot? How could you not? Let's go ahead, let's hit the rewind button, take another look at that. Those footsteps were made by an upright walking animal. An animal that walks upright on 2 legs, 2 feet, just like you or I. And we call that mode of locomotion bipedalism. Walking upright, 2 legs, 2 feet. And it's actually a very rare characteristic in the animal kingdom. Think of your household pets, your dog, your cat, your gerbil. Maybe you got a horse down there somewhere on the ranch. All 4-legged animals. And bipedalism is actually a defining characteristic of the hominids, of Homo sapiens, and all our potential evolutionary cousins and ancestors within the hominin family tree, such as Homo erectus, Homo ergaster. Here's another potential ancestor, Little scale model, the famous Lucy. Lucy stood about 3.5 feet tall with a brain case a little bit larger than a chimpanzee. She was discovered by the great paleoanthropologist Donald Johanson and crew, Hadar, Ethiopia, 1974. Those are the undisputed facts in this case. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Here's our closest evolutionary cousin, Neanderthals. Little scale model. Neanderthals went extinct about 40,000 years ago. Their territory was Europe and the Levant. Males stood on average about 5'4" in height, but with an extremely robust build, and upper body strength estimated to be twice that of a Homo sapiens male. Those are the undisputed facts in this case. Don't let anybody tell you differently. And that tells us that Bigfoot, sharing this defining characteristic, walking upright, 2 legs, 2 feet, deserves to be placed somewhere within the hominin family tree. So simple, yet so profound. Talk about a relative in the family you never even knew existed. But whatever you do, don't go ahead and repeat this simple truth to your local primatologist, your local zoologist, your local anthropologist. Don't even go ahead and repeat this simple truth to your local microbiologist. Because what I've just told you is nothing but complete and utter heresy to their minds. But this is Greatest Bigfoot Encounters. We're forging ahead with the truth as we see it, and in the process we're going to go ahead and leave a whole entire cluster of minds far, far behind. But don't feel sorry for them. They may be behind, but they're within the majority. That's where they'd rather be. Listen to the eyewitness struggle to describe the Bigfoot that she sees. Let's go ahead. Let's hit the rewind button. Let's take another look at that.
It's not human! Please send an officer immediately! It broke a window! It walks like a man, but it's much taller and bigger! You must hurry!
Now, we can't expect an eyewitness to be conversant in anthropological terminology, only with descriptive terms and descriptive language that she's most comfortable with. So when the eyewitness states that, to her mind, the Bigfoot isn't human, I think it's safe to assume that, again, to her estimation, the Bigfoot isn't a member of our species, Homo sapiens. Might the Bigfoot be another species of Homo? Or perhaps derived from an earlier Australopithecine ancestor? Those are the larger issues we have to grapple with, but that's for another show. But when it comes to Bigfoot, I must point out there are other evolutionary scenarios. Some of the most renowned Bigfoot researchers insist that Bigfoot is descended from Gigantopithecus. Gigantopithecus was an oversized great ape that roamed the Asian tropics and subtropics until it went extinct about 100,000 years ago. And like the gorilla, Gigano was thought to either knuckle walk or fist walk like its close evolutionary cousin, the orangutan. Now, that's quite a contradiction in evolutionary terms, moving from this mode of locomotion to this one. But go ahead, read these other books by these other researchers, visit their websites, weigh that evidence for yourself, and ultimately come to your own conclusion. I think that's the ultimate beauty and wonder of Bigfoot research. There's no golden road that lies ahead of us with all the answers. We've got to go ahead and think critically, weigh that evidence, come to our own conclusions, and I think the ultimate truth in Bigfoot research is that a mind or a mindset that is too ingrained, too fragile, too egotistical, too obtuse is ultimately at odds with the state of mind that is necessary to weigh and grapple with new potential truths as they arise in this field. See you on the next episode of Greatest Bigfoot Encounters.